Going live. Hey, don't worry, folks. Kurt's learning how to log into this. So if you hear me talking weird shit, that's why. So just go there, share, copy link. Okay, and then go back to the home page.
Homepage.
Don't do that.
You said back to the homepage.
Yeah, just hit the circle. And then rotate your device, and we should be on. Right?
Yep.
See me itch my ear? Ah, have an ear itch. Alright, let me know when we get some people in here. It'll take a few minutes.
We have some people in here.
We have some people in here?
3 people.
3 people. Alright, it's good enough for me. Hey, damn, how we doing, huh? That was pretty cool. So, first thing, yeah, I know, dearly. Second thing, can we go ahead and say what day we're doing it?
What are we doing?
Special?
Sure.
Okay.
We don't know yet, do we?
We just talked about it. You gotta double check with Jen.
We'll do it Saturday. It'll be fine.
Why not Sunday?
Because that meets up a whole day of my day.
Well, it don't have a whole day. We're gonna come here and sell one animal.
Yeah. So Saturday?
What day's better for you?
Saturday.
Jesus damn Christ.
'Cause I'm already working that day. I already have that day.
How about we call it the weekend?
Okay, so Saturday?
Well, then you can talk with Jen and figure out what's best.
So Saturday?
Saturday's fine with me, but you were saying Sunday a little while ago.
No, I've never said Sunday.
You are so full of shit
You
right
said
now.
Sunday.
I did not. I said, well, God. Okay, first of all, Kurt likes to lie when he's on camera to make me look like I'm an idiot. But I think not this weekend, because this is a holiday weekend. But it sounds like the following weekend, tentatively on Saturday right now, and we'll get you a hard schedule for it, we are going to do the first of the year Patreon exclusive special. So I've got the animal picked, so you folks on the tiers that get the animal sent to you early, expect that very soon. And hey, it's going to be only Donkey Kong. We're going to start this, right? So again, this is what I'm really excited about, is starting to honor those promises we've made. On the t-shirts, I think some of you got your t-shirts in. Bam! That's great. We shipped a crap ton of them, but we have a crap ton more to ship. So we are still waiting on some sizes. I already put in a new order. New order's already been approved, so we got an order to come in, and then we'll get the rest of those shipped out. Everybody definitely give a big shout out to Jen when you get a chance, because I'm telling you, she is cleaning that mess up. It's just not. It was a great idea for me, but it's just not. My brain doesn't organize well like that. I kind of work in this weird chaos. But she's much more organized than me. She's getting that taken care of. And so we're getting caught up, which is great. The only holdup is what we have to do is basically we keep the main sizes in stock, and then we'll order some when they come in. And as it's, we're shipping out more and more, we run through them faster and then order more, because we have to order so many at once to keep it economical. So I can't just go order 2 or 3. I have to order a chunk of them. We'll probably increase the size of our order soon, which will help with that problem and also give us a bigger discount. That is, I think, what we've talked about, right, Kurt?
See,
a couple things going on. We had a light box arrive in the mail. For those who don't know what a light box is, it's this little flimsy box thing that's got lights and it's reflective and it does cool photos and backgrounds and takes colors out. Why do we get that? Well, we're going to be doing the online merchandise store. We've long talked about. Wedding's over. We got more time now. So we're going to get that rolling. So you're going to see that starting to happen. One thing I don't know if we'll be able to do or not, since it's an online thing, not our website, it'll be through Teespring, is if we have discount codes that we can do, expect those on certain Patreon tiers, if we can. I don't know if we'll be able to. So there's that. All right. Let me tell you, too, while I'm thinking about it, kind of some housekeeping. The next 2 clutches coming up that we'll be doing clutch updates on will be the 03 clutches, which have, wait a minute, let me get this out of the way. Just so you guys know what to expect for what you're going to be purchasing. This has the calico stuff in it. So you'll be seeing things like that. You can see it's going to be a really nice calico. But these still need to all get fed. So once they eat, we'll be doing a clutch update on those. We also will be doing a clutch update on the 04 clutches, which will be like here. I'll show you this one. This one is one that I've got listed to keep right now, and that is one of the shutout killer bees. Set that right there. I'm going to show you that first one of the bees. That's a bee. So you can see the difference. And again, the main difference is you're going to see it in those lines. See the difference in the black? See the difference in the shade of yellow? The cleanliness of the sides? And then the heads. These bees would be, as bumblebees, they're heavily patterned on the heads. You can see the killer bees, how much reduced that is, and how it's got that white of the super pastel head. So definitely killer bees, definitely bumblebees. So that is coming. So anyway, I wanted to let you guys know the next 2 clutches that will be coming available to you. And I want to say a big thank you. Man, you guys Pac-Man'd up those first 2 clutches. I have to go through and double check on the numbers, but I know on the first clutch, Patreon bought everything but normals, the normal. And on the second clutch, I want to say the only thing I know that is still available other than normals, and not all of them are even available, is the 1 inchy that I told you probably shouldn't buy and let me sell at a show. It actually, as it's been out, it doesn't look quite as bad, but I would still say, that's not you. Where did you go? You're over. You're number 2, aren't you? Pointing to it? 202. This one.
Oh.
You know, it's actually kind of yellowing up and oranging up a little bit. So it's looking a little bit better than it did. I mean, it's definitely an inchy, but I would still say, like, when you look at that inchy compared to, say, this inchy that did sell, you know, I still think the color on this one is brighter with more pattern in the sides and just more of the banding. So I still say this is a nicer snake. So I'm still not going to tell you, oh my God, you're cranky. That, you know, but it's not that far different. So this one actually has gotten a little bit better with age, but I still say it's not as nice as the other ones. All right. Anything you guys want to address while we're here? And I'll have this little fireside chat.
No, Brian says he has to clean up, and has congrats on the snakes.
Oh, thank you, man. You know, and I know for a lot of people, like, that's not a major combo, but when it's a project you're working, dude, it just, for me, like, that's something. There's a lot of Xanthic stuff that I drew a line in the sand, so I'm not going to just buy it because I want to make it. I want to make all these things, and I want to make my own line and be, not my own line like SKVPI, but like my own line breeding and be, that's what I want to do. So it's definitely a huge, huge thing for me. So yeah, thank you, Brian. We appreciate having you on here. And if any of our guys are not on his channel, please go check it out. It is amazing stuff. So
Someone wants to see the Mojave GHI.
absolutely, this one ain't gonna be available. I'm gonna be straight up front before I pull this out. Sometimes I have to tell a little fib, even here on Patreon, when I say this is a holdback and this isn't available. And what I mean is, it's not available in general, but some of the things we have held back are marked for Patreon specials. That's the only way you can do it, right? So they don't sell beforehand. This one will not be a Patreon special either. I'll tell you straight up that this was a snake that once I saw them, once they were out, I knew what I wanted. And, you know, it's not going anywhere. I had to wait 13 eggs to get that. But there it is. And I love it. I love how funky the line is. You know, it is a little bit broken in a few places. You know, doesn't really bother me that much, but I love how it kind of tries to like hook off and things. And as this thing gets more color with a little bit of age, we'll see some of that pattern even fade out. I think it's got a pretty good darkness with just some pattern hanging out. So I am really, really, really excited about this particular snake. So that is it. And I'll double check here. I gave a precursory check, but I don't like to call females after checking the ones. Well, I know, baby girl. See, if you call it baby girl, then it'll probably be a girl, right?
Yep, that's how it works.
There you guys go. I don't see any hemipenes. So I do think that is actually a girl, which makes me really happy. So, yeah, she is gonna stay. Definitely gonna stay. Yeah. All right, now the rest of that clutch, though, will probably be available. We did hit a few more Mojaves, so some of those people that wanted a Mojave and didn't get one or maybe a chance at some of those. We hit a couple normals. Like I say, I mean, if you think about it, when I said earlier the odds hadn't been that great to us, out of 13 eggs, which is our Mojave JHI clutches together, odds would say you'd have 3 Mojave JHIs. 3. 1. Okay. Odds would say you'd have, out of 13 eggs, approximately, because you just put the one as a wild card, had 12 and did 1 and 4 on everything, you'd have 3 JHIs. We only got 2, so that's not too far off. But man, we really got beat up in the Mojave JHI. We did have a lot of Mojave though, so I'm not gonna sit here and whine and complain too much. And I would have been upset had I not gotten 1 Mojave JHI. I'd have been like, really? But we did get 1, so don't care. I'm happy. And Kurt, what about you? Is there anything that we've missed on that you're pissed about this year?
More champagne inchies.
We had 2. What are you talking about? That clutch we smoked it on. That clutch was the one that we did the best on odds wise. I mean,
all
we
the
had
champagne should have had inchy in it.
all the champagne should have inchy in it.
Yeah.
I have to look back at my records. My brain's a little fried right now. But I know one of you guys snatched this up, and I still say, man, oh man. Not this one. This one's mine. Get the one that they snatched up, Kurt.
What one you looking at?
Champagne inchy. It is down there somewhere. That's the one. And I just want to show you the difference again in the two. So this one here is mine, and this was the one that you guys got. Again, this is male though, this is female, that's why. So you can definitely see all the pattern. But this thing is just, it's nuts. This is a nutty, nutty snake. And I'll tell you what, let me show you something else. Leave that out. If we go back in the Wayback Machine, and we do a little remembering, that's not what I want.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for this snake right here. We go back in the Wayback Machine. I'll double check, but I do believe she was the offspring of that champagne as well, paired to a Blitz. And remember, we had 2 of these that came out. We called them pastel-like. We had no idea what was going on. And look at that. It looks different. Like, you remember saying, that's the nicest champagne inchy I've ever seen. It's way bright, it's way this. So that makes me wonder if something's not going on in here. And this would tell me that whatever caused this comes from mom, right? Because mom would have passed it on here too. The weird thing is, I mean, this would be the base, but I'd have to look at Champagne Inchy Pastel. I know Champagne Pastel does some really wonky, weird stuff, and I don't think that's it. So this, whoever, I have to remind me who got that. I'll have to look at the records. So I got all that in my computer file right now. But whoever gets that, if you breed it, I really want to know the offspring. Don't worry, I'm not going to come back and try to charge you more. But I want to follow those babies around because I'm still trying to figure out why it came out pastel. So
Someone's asking about Ghost. Are we going to have Ghost?
we plan on it. I'll hand you this back. And there's 2 spots we plan on. One is going to happen. Actually, there's 3. One's going to happen. The other 2, I am not nearly as confident in, and I'll show you why. This, of course, is the dark snake. Boy, and she just shed. So she fresh shed. This is from today, right? And you can still see how dark she is because the camera doesn't always pick up things like that. I'll show you a normal. Oh, I know early. Oh my goodness. This is a very pregnant, very gravid normal. Versus the super dark snake. It's like night and day. You look at the bellies, night and day. You look at the side coloration, where you get that little bit of side coloration there. Look at theirs, there's a tint to it. So it's definitely something odd going on. Let me put this up. And this one is a het true ghost. I don't want to keep her out very long. She's actually in the process of nesting, so there you go, mama. So, She could. Here's the kicker. She was a late pairing this year because she finally hit size late, took a flyer on it. She's been weird. I'll show you what I mean. You look at that back third, you say, well, Matt, she looks like she's gravid. And look at that, she does. But, I mean, she really does. But she's also continued to eat for me. So I don't really know what's going on with her. She has pooped, not today. So I thought maybe she was just blocked up. No, she's been pooping. So we'll see if she's going to go. The one I'm confident in going is right here. This is going to happen. That is a lesser ghost. You can see she's gravid as all get out. So she was bred to our double het ghost exanthic spider. So we'll make, visual ghost, possible het true ghost. And then the other one is over down here. And she screwed us over last year, did not have babies. But this year, I see some of that look. I never saw her ovulate. And she has been eating, I do believe still. But I think now, if she's going to go, it's going to be late. And she's going to be a late builder and a late goer. So I don't necessarily think she's going to go for me, though, again this year. And that is kind of a bummer.
Are all the different ghost lines like Exantic, where you have to match them up to be compatible?
I think there may be one or two that are different, but I think most of them can kind of go, let me make an exception to that. Desert Ghost. Why they called that damn gene Desert Ghost, I don't know. If I knew who did it, I'd probably yell at them nicely, it's their right. But the ghost part makes it confusing because Desert Ghost is not ghost. It's not ghost at all, in my view. So it is not going to be compatible. Like if you take a Desert Ghost and a ghost and breed them, you're going to get double hets. So I don't think it will go with anything else as far as I know.
What about like Orange Ghost? And
I think a lot of those are compatible, but don't quote me for sure. I mean, I just work the ghost line we have, and I haven't really added any outside ghost. But when I do, I look for just basically the ghost. I'm trying to get the extra genes, or the extra tinted, because I think I've heard of Orange Ghost, I've heard Gray Ghost, I've heard just Ghost, I've heard, what other one have we heard of, Kurt? There's a Green Ghost, I think.
Yeah.
So, I couldn't tell you all that.
Which ghost line do you use?
Ours, they were all literally just sold to us as straight up ghost. They weren't listed as an orange or anything like that. It was just straight up hypomelanistic. So that's the line we're going with, is it's just hypomelanistic ghost. It does make very pretty. I mean, that's just a 2-gene snake, and that snake, we get more comments on that when we show it with almost any snake in the collection. And it's a simple lesser ghost. So it's really good, of it. And then we also have this ghost over here. She didn't get bred this year. She wasn't quite big enough. And of course that is the bitch. And you can see she's the same kind of type ghost. So it's just a straight hypomelanistic, no tinting at all. All right, anything else before we get off of here at Patreon?
Yeah, someone asked about the Instagram, and I am going to be posting more pictures.
Yeah, all of you feel free to yell at Kurt for sucking ass on Instagram. Let me make this caveat. I keep Kurt very, very busy. He is a busy dude. The rat work is intense. There's a lot of it, especially when it's not. Like, if it was just rats for a collection, that'd be one thing. But it's not. It's rats for a collection. It's rats for a collection about 1.5 times our size, or twice our size. And it's rats for pretty much everybody within the metro area here. And
yeah, we produced over 500 rats this week.
So, and he does that rat work almost exclusively by himself. He does that with very little help. As a matter of fact, probably more hindrance than help, because we're back there taking stuff to sell to customers and whatnot. So he is extremely busy with all that. He also has to edit all this crap, so he is a busy guy. But that doesn't mean I can't pick on him, and you can't pick on him, because when he wanted to do Instagram, I'm like, dude, I don't know shit about Instagram, and between the Facebook and this and this and this, I got kind of all the social media on my plate I can juggle. I can't do it. I know my limits. And he went, I can do it. And I'm like, okay, if you can do it, knock yourself out, let's do it. And so yell at Kurt when the Instagram is slow. And then he'd come up with this little shit-eating grin that you have to know Kurt to, know this grin. Like, it's just one of those things you got to be pretty comfortable with you to bring this part of his humor out. He'd be like, hey, I got, 10 new subscribers today. I haven't posted in 3 weeks. Great, Kurt. Thanks, man. I don't know. So you're just, damn it, you know. But we are gonna get. I keep saying we're gonna get better on that. A big part of it is, you know, I mean, I think people forget. Not you guys, because you guys hear it enough. Be like, I get phone calls occasionally from random people that found my number through some social media or something, and it's most of them, like, I'll tell them, hey man, I really can't talk right now, I'm at work. Oh, and they don't realize that I have a day job, and when I answer the phone, I'm like, hello, and they're like, half of them hang up on me and then call me back, because they don't realize who it is. And just today I had one, the guy called, it was a guy that, can I hope it's someone another view, because I'm about to kind of, yeah, I know it's not though. This guy had no, he had some python experience, had no venomous snake experience at all, lived in a place where it was illegal for him to have venomous snakes, and was wanting my opinion about him getting a 5-foot eastern diamondback, if he should get it or not, what he needed to do to get it. And the reason he was able to get it for free was because it had bit the previous owner. I was like, what? And when he first called, and after about the second or third thing I said, he went, oh wait, you're the guy from the videos. Well, yeah, no shit, you called my cell phone. Who else is going to answer? That's a thought in my head, but it tells me that people don't realize that this literally is a 2-man operation in the basement of a house. Like, it is, you know. We're not a big operation whatsoever, and we're this little bitty operation. So they think that we don't have day jobs that we have to keep to support our life, and that this is what we do. And God, I wish it was that way, but it's not. For the record, my advice to him was don't. My advice to him was simply, you know, that's a 5-foot venomous snake. It's got a huge range. Obviously, its attitude, it's already been shown. You know, cause he also wanted to know where I got my anti-venom if I kept it. That was the original reason for his call, because he couldn't find a place to get anti-venom, which are not going to get Crowfound, you know. And it's 7.5 grams a vial. And I explained to him he's going to take 12 vials of these bit, and that's after his hand falls off. And what I told him was like, look, I'm not here to crush your dreams. That's not what my goal is. But, you know, if you want to do that, I fully support people doing it. But do us a favor. One, find somebody that keeps it. Get a little hands-on experience. Get a little training. Get a little learning before you take that step. 2, find a way to do it legally. Like, do the steps you need to make it legal, so you're not the guy on the news screwing all of us over. You know. And 3, be patient. And maybe not start with a 5-foot Eastern Diamondback. Just throwing that out there. But, so yeah, I guess that's a long story of saying that we're extremely busy, and a lot of times what we do here has to take, like getting the merchandise store open and getting those things going we want to go, seems like it takes forever. Well, it's got to take a back seat to paying the mortgages and paying the car payments and, you know, not getting kicked out of our house and things like that. So that's kind of why some of that takes forever to come out. All right, Kurt, anything else we got to do before we get off of here?
Yeah, David said that he likes the darkness better than Zeus.
What? Shut your mouth, David. No, it's cool. The darkness is cool. Like, and I'll tell you what's really cool about this, and then we really do gotta go, hell, it's still feed night. I'll tell you what's really cool about this darkness first, and why I'm so excited about it. A, it's probably gonna prove to be nothing. I want to put that out there right now, that my gut tells me this is gonna be a dead-end road. But, you know, I'll get to that here in a second too. However, this is something that we didn't import this from Africa, okay? We didn't go see this somewhere and like buy it. Like, oh, look, this was born here. This and the spider that's got the weird sides was born here. So they were born in our collection, and they were born vastly different. And we have those pastel likes that are different, but they look pastel, so they're odd, but they're probably just pastel. Like, just, you know, if anything, they're just a new line of pastel. So yay, you can have Olympus line pastel to go with lemon line pastel, jungle pastel, and confuse the hell out of everybody. But so I probably won't do it because I'll call it pastel. Anyway, but this came from right here. So if I prove this out genetic, if it happened, like, and I know I probably have a better chance at winning the Powerball tomorrow. I didn't even buy a ticket. But if I did prove it genetic, then we literally had a brand new morph pop up in our collection that we then proved out that we can then release to the world. And that is cool shit, You know, I know when we first got into this, one of our goals was, and I think it's a goal of a lot of people. I heard, Miguel talk about this is something he wants to do, and that is make a world's first. They want to make a world's first. Oh, I got to make a world's first. That's how I know I've arrived. So I make a world's first. And we did it. We made a world's first. And we were like, yeah, Kurt and I are high-fiving. We're dancing in the living room in underwear. Okay, that last part's not true. But we were really excited, and we made the shits ball. And we talked about the shits ball. We showed the shits ball, and we were like, it's the shits ball. And we submitted it, and it was the world's first. And then the sun rose the next day, and nothing really changed. And then we did the Klitz, and be honest, we haven't submitted it yet. It's the world's first, but we just haven't even taken the time to submit. I'm going to, and the reason I care about it now is not so people look up and be like, oh shit, Olympus Reptiles made a world's first. Because it's just, I don't think it's quite as special as it once was. The Klitz is the world's first part. It isn't. But I think it's such a tool for people who are looking at combos and getting to bring to be able to look and say, oh, this is what that makes, or helping to identify. So I will still post that stuff because I want to help those, but it's not near the feather in the cap after the first time. You know what I mean? But if that proves to be genetic, it's not a world's first combo. It's not that I took 3 or 4 genes and put them together in a way that nobody else had done. It's not a shits ball. It's not a Klitz ball. It's not a magma. It's not a what's that one called? That's with the magma, the Pompeii. It's not a Pompeii. This would be more closely related to something like a Stormtrooper. And what I mean by that is Stormtrooper, for those of you not familiar with Stormtrooper, something John Dog hatched out, appeared to be Firefly Xanthic. And then the thing just went fucking crazy, man, and it started turning black. Like, the hell? Like, it ain't supposed to do that. Almost like an increasing melanin gene or something going on, really oddball. And he's going to have to work on that and prove it out, see if it's something genetic or if it's a one-off or what's going on. Chances are probably a one-off, but maybe not. This is the same boat with this. So if we prove something brand new genetic, that is way different than a world's first. Everything you ever bred that with, then for the first year would be a world's first, right? So that is what is so exciting. And it's dark, and dark is hot, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, I'll get off of that soapbox.
People want to watch us feed.
Y'all want to watch us feed? Do you guys... Okay, you know what? Should we do like a rack and just show them how we do this?
Sure.
Yeah, fuck it. And then we are going to go. Because, it'll be a long night if I keep this going. So we still have to film your feed for tomorrow. I don't think we have one yet, do we?
Mm-mm.
Tell you what. If we do a rack or two, and I show you how we do this, since it's a holiday weekend, does that count for Feed Your Fiend? What do y'all think?
I'll still do the feed one.
Hell, Kurt's still gonna do it for you. All right, we're gonna do this. So let's do it. Let me go get some rats. Let me pull the table out here. This also, Kurt's probably really excited because this means he just gets to hold a damn camera and I gotta do all the work. Damn you, Kurt. All right, one of the ways we tend to do this. As we bring our rats in, first and foremost. Can I get the other ones? Oh, man.
Someone says the cat was looking at the rats.
Yeah. Oh, we've never lost one yet to the cat. He'd just stare at it. Rats smell like shit. And I've had people post my rat videos. Rats don't stink. Yeah, they do. I'm sorry. Rats stink. Kurt, do rats stink?
No.
Really? They do. You get a bunch of them. So, I light a candle every feed night. That is a thing. So then, if we're going to feed, say, we'll work on this rack here. Because, whoa, let me show you how we do this. You know what your notebook is, Kurt? Right there. This is our new notebook. We did change our system. The reason I'm going to go over this whole thing is because I really like this current system. So maybe some of you want to steal it, please do. And in there, everybody has a page, and it's 3 rings so we can move it. So what that does is I can go into a thing like this. I can just assembly line the crap out of this and just start grabbing things. And we literally just kind of go down the row here. And we just kind of drop them in. until we get to the bottom. You can hear them getting popped. That's a big meal. Went a little big on that one. This one will go a little small on.
You're feeding ASFs?
Some things are ASF, some are rats. We're doing a little bit of both. This one's going to be an ASF because she's a little bit of a difficult feeder at times. I also redid her cage, which might make her a little bit harder to feed. We'll see. She's going to get it. Get it. Get it. Okay, we'll close her up. Come down to Banana Girl. God, that Banana Girl's doing awesome. See, this isn't an ASF. This is a little rat. She gonna pop it. So basically, this is kind of how we do this. You're not gonna pop it in front of us either. Last chance before I close you up. Oh man. So let's close her up. This is the one I just showed off. She's a good eater. But you can see a lot of them eat better in the dark. So when you close these up,
That one.
this one's a baby, so let me find one of the baby foods. And on these babies, the way I like to start them is a hopper mouse. And I just close it up, and I'll leave that in there overnight. It cannot hurt your snake, okay? Same here. Same here. Little hopper mouse. Just thinking about it. So let me just come over to this rack.
Someone said no deli cups in New York.
No deli cups in the new rack? What do you mean? Oh, and those? No, not yet, because they're a smaller deli cup. I got to order some. I haven't done it yet. So then basically we'll do about 2 or 3 of these racks like this. So when I get to here, which we're not going to do that right now because me talking makes it take. I'll use this as boom, 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 drop, boom, 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 drop, boom, 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 drop. Then we come back. We go back through. We check everything. She's got it. She's also in the water dish. They don't ever swallow if they kill them in the water. So we'll take her out of the water dish, take the shed out, put her back up. Then Kurt would mark in the book, success,
Yeah, I wish
Success.
Jen was here to mark it in the book.
success, success. Oh, scared that one and let it go. Son of a bitch. And that's going to happen sometimes. So this is an unfortunate day with that little rat. I'm going to close it back up. Maybe. Really. You're going to get back in there. Oop. And see what happens again. This one hasn't gone yet, so we wouldn't mark that one. You know, once we go through, we'd pull that one out eventually. We call it a no feed. That's a feed. That one hadn't eaten yet. We'll give these more time though. And that's basically how we kind of do things. Pretty simple. See, that little baby's got it. And that was number 180210. If that's your snake, that'll be its 4th feed. So it's ready on feed, but it's not ready on weight. So that's kind of the issue. Some of them got to get their own weight too. We just simply go to the next rack. You know, there's nothing too exciting, man.
This is really exciting.
I was gonna pop it. There you go. Boom. Good to go.
People are asking about their snakes.
Which one are they asking about? Give me a number, because again, I don't have my records in front of me.
180210.
180210.
One that just fed.
Yeah, it just popped it. It's doing good. I think I weighed that one today, and I want to say it's in the 70s, so it's getting close. We got to get it, you know, probably another meal or 2 after this one. Just not because it's not eating because of size. It wasn't the biggest clutch ever. And then as soon as it's ready, we'll get that to you. And as soon as the weather cooperates.
180101.
180101. That one's going to be the one that takes the longest. And I have that one, I know on that one because, over here, Kurt. Here's the thing with 180101. It's eaten for me one time, but that snake still has never shed. And I've had this happen one other time before where one did not shed its neonate skin, healed up and everything else, and then it still went and ate fine and did fine. It just took a while to shed. So this one, and this way it's got kind of a little bit of a waxy look to it, hasn't shed. but I wanted to go ahead and start feeding it, which I did last week, and it ate on its first attempt on its own. I haven't had to assist feed anything this year at all. We'll watch that one. I think it's going to pop in front of us. It's looking pretty interested. So it's a good little feeder. There, it got it. You know, but it's got to get that first shed in and get 3 meals in, and that is meal number 2. We started it a little late. Reason is we don't typically start feeding until after they shed, right? So, yeah, we got to shed first, and that one hasn't done it. These, I tell you what, man, bumblebees are always crazy feeders. That's why it thinks it has it. It'll figure out in a second it doesn't. Maybe I should help it. There you go, buddy. It's a goofball snake. You're not getting anything. Whoop. There you go. Got my fingers too. Here we are.
What? Someone's asking, what happened to the one that was sold and then, like, the guy never picked it up? Or
Funny story. That was that snake I just showed you, and I actually went to contact him today to be like, "Hey, dude, what is the deal? Why have we not got this figured out yet?" You know, and this is why if you message me and you don't hear back from me, let me know. Because it's never on purpose. He had actually messaged me, you know, in our last conversation, like, and it probably came in with about 4 or 5 other messages, and the notification got cleared because it showed it. Because, like, a lot of times I get a message, I get another message. I only get the notification on the last message. When I go to that notification clears, so I missed ever having a message, and so I kind of blown him off for a little over a month, which definitely wasn't my intent, right? And what he basically said is he's out of Wichita, so let me put the lid on this so I tell this story so you don't have that screwed up.
Did
he said,
did 180209 yet?
180209, we haven't tried it yet because it's over. Where's 180209? 180204, 06, 07, 08, 09. I'll throw one to it. Yeah, it hasn't eaten? Yes, it's had a meal. This will be meal number 2. But anyway, so basically what happened with this guy was that. And, you know, he never sent another message. He never said, "Hey, I haven't heard from you. What's going on?" or anything. And so then I went to message him and saw that message. When I was like, "Oh, shit." So I messaged him, and what he had basically said was, "Hey, can we go?" Because he was going to come meet me halfway because he's out of Wichita, and that's not quite in our delivery range, price range for Wichita. It would be like Salina. And so we were going to meet halfway. And he's like, "Hey, can we just go ahead and ship it because, you know, with the work schedule of my wife, it's going to be difficult to do that meet and pick up." Well, I was like, damn it, I completely missed this. So what I just messaged him today, and I haven't heard back, but he hadn't seen it yet either, was showed him pictures. It's doing fine. Apologized profusely because that's on me, and said, "Here's my cell phone number. Text me, hit me up that way. You know, I just didn't see this. I never got the notification." And basically said, "Look, you've been waiting on this for a long time. You did get back to me. That's on me. So instead of even shipping it, because you're going to end up having to pay for shipping it $50+ even just to Wichita, I'll just personally deliver it. Since you had to wait that long and I missed the message, I'll personally drive it to you and personally deliver it when convenient for both." So that's what I'm going to do. So yes, and that was that snake we just fed.
We have one last question, and then my battery's going to die.
Okay.
It was Josette asked, can you talk about setting up a rack as far as thermostat wiring?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the best one to show it on will be over here, actually, because nobody's in it. So when I set up a rack for thermostat wiring, I do it a little different. So like you can see this says Herpstat 1. That means I know this rack is run off the Herpstat 1. That's how I do my probe, right like that. So it sets right on the heat, right?
It's inside the tub?
It's inside the tub, and it's zip tied down. It's not move. A snake can't move it. It can't knock it off. It can't knock it off. The heat's not getting a reading. The only dangerous time is when I take this tub out and I leave it out and screw with it because it's not getting heat, so it's going to start warming up. So if I ever take it out, you know, I'll snip that, just do a new zip tie, and I'll stick that down on the heat or something so it doesn't warm, or I'll just turn the thermostat off when I clean that tub so I don't have that problem. That is how I do it. The reason I do it like that, because a lot of people will see that and say, oh my God, I was told never put a thermostat in the tub. Yeah, I was told that shit too. It's crap. Because what people would do is they'll take a tub, they'd put a thermostat in it, right? And they would use a little bit of hot glue or something to stick it down. And, you know, because you don't want to use tape, so they'd hot glue it down or something. Well, I've hot glued things and snake pushes on it enough, it'll pop it. And that thing would get pushed up, the probe would, something would happen to cause that probe to be off the heat. Then the heat would just run like crazy, and that would cause you issues. Could cause you issues of like death. You catch your house on fire, it can melt your tubs, all kinds of bad shit. So if you're gonna put it in there, you have to make sure it's sealed down. That zip tie does that. I've never had that fail. So that's also one of the reasons why I like these floating racks. They have tested those where they weren't melting the tubs, even plugged in the wall for 12 hours in case of a thermostat failure. But when you do that, one thing you got to be careful of is, let's say.
So someone says that's a dummy tub then?
No, it's not a dummy tub. I use it. It's just, this is kind of our current new hatchling rack, so there's nothing in it now. But when I set a baby up, this is what the JHI Mojave's in, right? It's set up on just a paper towel, so that thermostat would heat the same way, so that keeps that there. That's what I was going to get to, though. And some people do a dummy tub, and you can, if you want to waste tub space and you have the extra tub space. What I was going to say is, like, this is a setup tub, substrate in it, right? Which one has the probe in it? One of these will have the probe in it.
You didn't mark it.
I didn't put a probe in that one yet. That's why. I lied. It doesn't have a probe in it yet. But let's say we were going to put a probe in this tub here, and I wasn't going to use it. It was going to be a dummy tub or it was still empty. You put the probe in and you still put substrate down. Okay? And the reason for that is, in order for this system to work the way I do it, you have to have the tubs all the same. So if you have one with no substrate, right, like this, and the rest with substrate, that probe isn't going to hold the heat the same. So when you set it to 90, it's going to make this 90, which may make those way too hot or way too cool. So what you have to do is put this in, put it in with substrate, set it up all the same, you know, and then run your probe. And that should give you a fairly consistent temperature throughout your entire rack off of one probe in the tub. Why do I like that? And if Kurt's phone dies, I apologize. Let me know if we're getting that close.
That's 7%.
Okay, I like that simply because if you look here, this is my readings, okay? 90.2, 90.3, 9.9 on one. You know, they're all not even putting out heat, and they'll kind of bounce around a little bit. The reason that's good is when you talk to most people that do it the other way and they put it on the heat or whatever the hell they do with it, they're going to sit there and say, yeah, I'm having to run my thermostat at 105 to get my temp to 90. Then when the interior room changes temperature because the seasons change, especially in a place like the Midwest, then you're like, oh, well, now I'm having to adjust. And they're constantly having to screw with it. I don't. I put it in, I set it to 90, and the son of a bitch is 90. It works great. And I will stand by it. When people say I'm wrong, all you have to do is look at our production numbers, look at how healthy our eggs are, healthy our females are. It'll tell you that what we're doing works. So that is how I would recommend doing it. So anyway, that is my probe setup, how I set up a rack.
Someone said no steel probe?
Not in that one. That's an old Hertzstat one. I have a steel probe for it, but I'll use that till it fails. But if you look at, like these, hi goofball. Oh, apparently not that one. Why is it not in that one? Should be in that one. Oh no, it's in this one. Here then. Only one of them gets it on this side. And neither she's apparently the control tub. So when you look here, that's a plastic. So we're still using the plastic, but some of them do have the steel. So that's how it looks in a tub with the substrate. The steel ones look like this. We've switched out. When they fail, we'll go to this. Those plastic do get moisture inside them eventually and tend to kind of give you problems. And we'll pop it into the steel. And a lot of these were set up with the steel already. The reason this one wasn't is there was already a probe in that tub, so it's easier to unplug and plug back in than it was to switch the whole thing when we set it up. All right, and on that, I'm going to imagine Kurt somewhere around 4%. So I love each and every one of you, but it's time to say adieu and go kill some rats.
Bye.
See you guys.